morning, Flosstube. This is Mariam. My pronouns are she, her. You may know me as Marumi Crafts on Instagram or as Marumi Designs on Gumroad recently. This is my very first Flosstube Extra, meaning that I have finished Monday's my recent design, the seventh installment in Magical Carpet Menagerie. As I mentioned in my first Flosstube, this is a collection that I'm working on currently, and it will be 9 different animals, all inspired by designs found in Gap Bay. This is a hand woven rug that is made by nomadic people of Iran, and I'm using a lot of different animal motifs that are featured in those Gap Bays. Some of them are modified to look less weird. Some are left as amazingly weird as they are. So I finished my most recent design, so I decided to feature it separately here so you know more about it, so I can add more information about how I came about designing it. So let me show you first what it looked like. Here it is. This is called Prickly Ram. It's a ram, obviously. You can see the horns. We have a little bit of tiny corner motif here and a flower there, right? Yeah, I love it. I love how angular it is. It looks interesting. I stitched the model on 18 count picture this plus in jade, and I'm using sulky 12-way blendable in Forever Green, so it's green on green. And for the occasion, I'm actually wearing green nail polish and green scarf. Yeah, everything is green. All right. So talking a little bit about this motif. So ram is a motif that you actually come across a lot when it comes to Iranian art and artifacts, back to millennia before. Rams were a symbol of Achaemenid Empire. It's a symbol of strength and fertility. So a lot of the emperors of Iran used that as a symbol of, chose that as a symbol of Iran, because they were famous for being stubborn and steadfast in their basically decisions. So they thought that ram will be fitting. So you see a lot of artifacts from that era featuring this motif. It's not always angular like this. Actually, this was one of the first ever motifs that I thought of when I started designing, that I really wanted to feature, and I worked on it really hard so many different times. It didn't work out until I got to this one. The reason being, a lot of times the ram is featured with large round horns. Let me show you. So this is a book of Persian motifs. A lot of it is prehistoric. It's based on prehistoric like artifacts and jewelry. So this is what I was thinking originally. So a lot of them, you see that it's a soft kind of rounded horn, right? This one was the one that I was really interested in designing, but I tried really hard and I could not fit it in 100 by 100. It's going to be large. If I am to keep that roundness, I either have to go up in count, or count of fabric, or to make it like a smaller finish. But it's still, the design itself will end up being really big. So I decided against it. I kept searching while I was looking for different motifs for the rest of my collection, and then I came across this one. This is actually pretty close to the original design that I found. The only change that I made was on the back of this one there was a baby. It was a baby goat here, and I decided to take that away and just keep him featured alone, just to keep the focus on him. Yeah, the baby made it a little busy and I didn't want that to be the focus. So yeah, as I mentioned, not only this is a historic kind of motif that you see repeatedly in different artifacts, but also because rams are animals a lot, seen in the wild in Iran. So a lot of nomadic people of Iran are really familiar with them. They've seen them in the wild because there are a lot. We do have wild rams, all around Iran, from northern part to the southern part of Iran, mainly in the central part of Iran. You see a lot of them. So because of that, it's something that they're familiar with. They have seen a lot. They interacted with them a lot. So they knew them. It's a familiar motif to them. So you see rams featured on gap bays a lot. So you see them a lot on gap bays. Different size, different forms, with the smaller horns, with bigger horns. So because of that, I thought that I definitely need to have a ram in my collection for sure. So yeah, this is it, prickly ram. And just to clarify something that I actually shared in my last video in my Flosstube, I said that my designs will be available for download with the free option available for 6 months. And I at the time I calculated and I thought the first design that I made, Persian Love, will be hitting that 6 months mark at the end of June. At the time I thought that I actually released that pattern at the end of January, but that's not really correct. I actually designed it at the end of January but released it at the beginning of February, which means that you have another month to download that design for free. So by the end of July, that first design, the option to download it for free, will go away, and gradually the rest of design will have the same fate. For sure, in each of my floss tubes, I will give everyone a heads up of which designs are hitting the 6 months mark, so everyone is prepared. And if you are, interested in downloading the design, but maybe you don't have the fund to pay for it, so you can actually download it. You have 6 months basically to download it for free. All right, so by the time you see this video, this design should be available on Gumroad. You can find the link down below, or you can find the link listed in my bio on my Instagram. So if you follow me on Instagram, you should be able to just follow the link there and it will take you to my Gumroad page. All right, so happy stitching, everyone. I hope you like my design. I hope that you stick around for my next video. Hopefully my next full-length floss tube will be sometime in the second half of July. All right, so happy stitching, everyone, and have a great day.